Cool J is hard as...
Radio Tower Center is alive and ready for Game 5 of the KBA Finals between the Celadon City Slashers and the Goldenrod Wartortles. Hello everybody, I'm Nels Williams. So glad you could spend your evening with us. Looking back at the series, Game 1, the only game to go to overtime with the Wartortles taking down the Slashers by 7 points. Game 2 and 3 were easy victories for the Slashers. 7-point victory in Game 2 and an 8-point victory in Game 3. However, the Wartortles an emphatic 14-point victory in Game 4, and that is how we are knotted at 2 apiece here. Radio Tower Center is ready for some action. Here are the starting lineups for the Wartortles. The usual 5 in Alakazam, Gengar, Garchomp, Machoke, and Sceptile. Head coach Captain Falcon not taking any risks in what he wants out of his lineup. In Game 4, all eyes were on Machoke and Garchomp in the paint. Machoke with 15 rebounds and Garchomp with 7 himself. And of course, Alakazam, a 31-point performance, lights out, running the floor for the Wartortles, pulling them back to even this series at 2 apiece. For the Slashers, led by Coach MF Doom, Luffy with a 23-point performance in the previous game. Interesting starting lineup. We'll have Luffy, Parappa, Executor, Scizor, and Scyther. Gyarados not getting the nod to start. As you see your starting lineups now, Gyarados with 16 rebounds and 10 points. Of course, Luffy, 23 bomb in Game 4. The inaugural season of the KBA has not disappointed. The finals have been electric so far as Game 5 is underway from Radio Tower Center with the Wartortles winning the opening tip. Here's Alakazam, swings it to Sceptile. Yes, sir! Sceptile, first shot, first bucket. It's a triple for the Wartortles. Now Executor drives inside, feeds Scizor, goes up, and he is denied by Garchomp. Garchomp, now to Alakazam. One more, Gengar. Oh yeah! Back-to-back triples for the Wartortles. Just 30 seconds through here in this first frame. Luffy drives in the paint. Right-handed hook shot, no good. Executor to the cleanup, and he's fouled on his way to the rack by Machoke. Crowd ain't gonna like that one, and of course, Machoke's gotta be careful here early on as you take a look at it there. Just went up, got the right hand of Executor. Machoke's just gonna have to walk that one off. They will need him to play smart and clean here. Led this Wartortles team, as I mentioned, with 15 snares in the paint. His Executor will shoot 2. Executor so far this season just averaging about 7 points per game. Also a little south of 8 rebounds too, 7.7 on the stat sheet, but hey, we round up in this house. And Executor goes 2 for 2. Gengar taking over the show. Now Garchomp on the right wing. Zips it to Sceptile. Sceptile stuck looking for help. He finds Alakazam, will try and buy it. Alakazam puts the Wartortles up by 7. Goldenrod is perfect from distance. Slashers need a bucket. They need it quick. And Alakazam with the rejection. Here comes Gengar. Crossover dribble, goes to the baseline, step back is up, rattles off, and Executor's got the board. It's been all Wartortles early on. Slasher's points have only come from the free throw line thanks to this man, Executor. Parappa, one-on-one against Alakazam at the left elbow. Cuts inside, hops into the paint. Scyther goes up with the left hand, and Garchomp comes down with the board. What a start for the Wartortles. Here's Sceptile, right wing. Now shimmies up to the top of the key. He'll try a triple. Too much mustard. Executor's got the board. First miss from beyond the arc for the Wartortles. And Gengar steals it away from Scizor. Wanted to connect with Luffy. Alakazam is up and down. Goldenrod is bringing out the pace. So just 2 minutes gone by here in Game 5 of the KBA Finals. Luffy puts on the moves against Gengar. Swings it out for Scyther from distance. It's exactly what the Slashers needed as Scyther gets on the score sheet with the triple of his own. Alakazam against Parappa. Gengar rises into a three-pointer, rattles out. Scizor's got the board. Not a lot of second chance opportunities for the Wartortles as Executor goes up and is fouled by Garchomp. First personal foul on Garchomp as Executor's drawing all the physicality down low. Of course, head coach Captain Falcon in his first season commanding the Wartortles, telling his team pregame to play safe, don't want anybody to foul out. And two of his best big men, and Garchomp and Machoke, now have one apiece. 3-point play for Executor. It's a 3-point lead for the Wartortles as we approach the 5-minute mark here in this first quarter. Nels Williams with you here for our coverage of the KBA Finals. Alakazam, Sceptile, wide open three, bullseye! Sceptile's feeling it tonight. Pushes the lead to 6, and the Slashers will take a timeout. Celadon City Slashers, guided by head coach MF Doom, need to take a breather as we're just a few seconds under the 5-minute mark. Early on, the Wartortles have been super effective from distance. Gengar, Sceptile, Alakazam, and the likes getting so involved from distance. For the Slashers offensively, a lot of their action has been running out of the high post and pushing it into the paint. Executor, you knew he was going to be physical given the series that he has had. Would have to be curious here how each team will come out of these timeouts. Of course, Coach Doom making the decision to sit Gyarados. Gyarados started in Game 4, replaced by Scyther. Gyarados dropping a 10, 16, 2 points, rebounds, assists line. Have to wonder if Gyarados will enter out of the Slashers timeout. Scizor to inbound right in front of the Radio Tower Center logo. We're live from Goldenrod City in the Johto region. Parappa waiting for some off-ball help. He flips it to Luffy. One-on-one against Gengar. And the fadeaway, too, is pure.
This is goes to
Alakazam for Garchomp. Now Machoke. Gengar in the corner. Thought about the long two. Finds Machoke for help. Shot clock down to 6. Machoke against Scizor. Looking for the move. Swings it for Sceptile as time expires. And his jumper is off the mark. Executor pushing the pace. Stuck with Garchomp. Scizor for Parappa. Defended by Alakazam. Scizor with 8 seconds to go. Hands it off for Executor. Executor, 3 seconds. Gotta get a shot up. He does, and it's blocked by Garchomp. Follow-up try off the back of the iron. Garchomp, Alakazam's wide open, and he'll take that any day of the week. Great dish from Garchomp to Alakazam to extend the Wartortles' lead back to 6 as Parappa rocks the rim. Parappa, whoa. Settle down. We got kids in the crowd. Machoke goes up and is fouled by Scyther. First trip to the free throw line for the Wartortles. Of course, talking with head coach MF Doom for the Slashers pregame. He also wanted his team to play a clean game. Emphasized very much that he's liked the defense so far from his team. However, he does not want to have any of his members have to sit that he doesn't want to.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Machoke sinks his first try. And here comes Gyarados. Again, Gyarados, as I mentioned earlier, not listed as a starter. As you see Scyther's reaction to Gyarados come in. Gyarados had Scyther start ahead of him. 10 points and 16 rebounds in Game 4. Curious as to why he did not start, but he's in the game now as Machoke goes 1 for 2 from the charity strike. Parappa, quick feed, can't get the roll. Garchomp cleans up the board. Garchomp right down Main Street, bullying against Executor. Slashers trail by 7, less than 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Luffy wide open, and he will put the hammer down. 2 dunks so far that the Wartortles have allowed. Usually they're super effective inside the paint. Can't be allowing any free trips. They hope to come out of Game 5 on top. Alakazam rises into a 3, and he's fouled by Parappa on the shot. Both teams with 2 team fouls on their belts. Alakazam will go to the line for 3 shots. Number 65 in blue and yellow. He's been such a fantastic leader on the floor for this Wartortle squad. Averaging 21 points per game. Dropped 31 in Game 4. His floor general also with 6 assists. Eyes in the back of his head. You know, our officials and the anti-doping agency said, hey, Alakazam, you need to leave the mind tricks at home. You can't be bending any spoons on the court. But something tells me that he may be getting away with something here or there. He's 2 for 2 so far to his trip to the line. To push the Wartortles' lead to 8. Would be the largest of the night for Goldenrod, playing in front of this ecstatic home crowd. 3 for 3 goes Alakazam, and the Slashers call their second timeout of this first quarter. MF Doom clearly seeing something that we don't, and how the Wartortles have carved up his defense so far. Parappa will lead it up the floor, less than 2.5 to go in this first quarter. Slashers trail by 8. Executor's been active so far, especially inside the arc. Pull up 2 is pure by Scyther. Scyther's had a great playoff so far. Got the nod to start in Game 4. Here's Gengar, one of against Luffy. Alakazam rises from the nail. Can't get the roll. Scyther's there for the board. Scyther steps up from the post and knocks it down. We have ourselves a 4-point game. As you take a look at our shooting percentage, Slashers and Wartortles both with 7 buckets on the floor. Wartortles with more opportunities. Garchomp posting up against Gyarados. Hands it over to Alakazam. Whip it, Machoke to Gengar. Too much power on that top of the key triple. Executor finds Luffy in the corner. Oh yeah! 1-point game. 7-0 run for the Slashers. Alakazam to Garchomp. Sceptile posts up against Scyther. Garchomp. Cross-court Machoke. Draws the double team. Pulls up and is denied by Executor. However, it trickles out of play. Last touched by Executor. 5 seconds on the shot clock and melting out of this inbound for Machoke. Wartortles hoping to stop the bleeding on this 8-0 run for the Slashers. Machoke, Sceptile, Gengar, quick release. Gyarados gobbles up the rebound. Parappa working against Alakazam, and he makes it too easy to give Celadon City its first lead of the night. Oh my goodness. You'll be seeing that on SportsCenter tonight and tomorrow morning. 10-0 run for the Slashers. Less than 40 to play in the opening quarter. Wartortles need a bucket, they need it bad. Machoke shimmies and goes up for the shot and gets it. He's fouled by Executor, and Machoke will head to the line.
Defensive foul. Number 10. First personal foul.
First foul called on Executor.
Team foul.
One shot.
At the line,
Machoke,
number 67.
so far this season, with 7 points to his name on average per game, 9 rebounds. He's been super effective down low. 2-point lead for the Wartortles. After the 3-point play by Machoke. Luffy curls around the screen. Scyther goes up and he's stripped by Gengar. 10 seconds to play. Sceptile back to Gengar. They play catch with one another. Machoke thought about the 3 with 5 seconds to go. Swings at Alakazam. Drano. Luffy lets it fly. Oh, he nearly got it. After 8 minutes of play, the Wartortles lead by 5, 28-23 over the Celadon City Slashers. Been a fun first quarter so far. We'll have your second quarter action next from Radio Tower Center. Welcome back to Radio Tower Center. Game 5 of the KBA Finals has been a tight one between the Celadon City Slashers and the Goldenrod Wartortles. Wartortles hold a 5-point lead over the opposing Slashers. Welcome back to Goldenrod City. Nels Williams with you here for our coverage of the KBA Finals. Here's Executor and Scyther. Executor's been busy early on, both offensively and defensively. Parappa's triple tries blocked by Alakazam. Luffy gets it right back, and he'll take a 2 any day of the week. Right place, right time for Luffy. Wartortles have led for the majority of it. However, a 10-0 run push the Slashers on top. But Machoke one-on-one against Gyarados, and he wins that battle. Executor shimmies to the corner. Scyther steps into a 3. Buckets for Scyther. Starting over Gyarados, he's had himself a great performance so far. So has this man Alakazam. Against Parappa. Now Machoke with 8 seconds to go. Garchomp posts up against Executor. Shovels for Gengar from the left wing. Nylon! Gengar have a night. 5-point lead for Goldenrod. Home crowd is loving what they are seeing from their Wartortles. Scyther, awkward try, is off the line. Sceptile flies in for the rebound. Sceptile putting on the moves, and he turns it over to Scyther. Parappa in transition will pump the brakes. Defended by Alakazam. Picks up the screen by Gyarados. Parappa to Gyarados. One-on-one against Machoke. Right-handed hook shot is pure. We knew Gyarados and Machoke would be the battle to look out for all night. Got a taste of it right there. As Alakazam flips it up, off the mark. Executor cleans up the rebound. Gyarados for Scyther. Trailing by 3, 2 minutes into the second corner. Fade away Jay. Executor's there to help out Scyther. Alakazam crosses midcourt against Parappa. Sceptile wide open 2. He'll take that any day of the week. Can't leave a guy like Sceptile open as him and Scyther are having a game. Scyther's right there! It's like they could hear us from the broadcast booth here on the floor. And Captain Falcon will use his first timeout of the night, with the Wartortles leading by 1 over the Slashers. MF Doom has used 2 for his Slashers, the Wartortles with just 1. Here's Alakazam. Machamp in now for the Wartortles. Alakazam to Machoke, now Machamp. Sizing up Executor. Puts on his moves, and he can't get rewarded for it. Sceptile's there, though. Goes up, and he banks it home up the high glass. Parappa. One-on-one against Alakazam. Scizor. Spins into the paint. Hops, skips, jumps. The hook shot, too much mustard, but he's fouled by Sceptile going up. And Captain Falcon is irate at our officiating crew.
Shooting for Philadelphia, number 14. At the line for
Scyther will head to the line. Been a relatively clean game so far by either one of these squads. But of course, every possession matters when it's the KBA Finals. Wartortles took game 1 in overtime. Slashers game 2 and 3 by a combined margin victory of 15 points. Wartortles 14-point victory in game 4. That's how we're knotted up at 2 apiece. This Radio Tower Center crowd has come alive. They've been electric since the start. But the Slashers hoping to use some ground type moves as Scizor knocks down that shot to cut the lead to 2. Alakazam gets to work. A lot of action coming around the perimeter. It's Gengar. Long 2 is there. Usually see Gengar playing from outside, but Gengar averaging 22 points at 17 in game 4. Starting to come alive for the Wartortles. Approaching the halfway mark here in the second quarter. Parappa, offline triple. Machamp pulls in the board. Gengar creates space. Step back. Oh my goodness, Gengar! You shadow ball, why don't you? Gengar is heating up. Luffy tries to respond, and he's swatted away by Gengar. Scizor right there to it, but he had butterfingers. Sceptile cleans it up. Sceptile thought about the handoff to Machamp. He posts up, and he's stripped by Gyarados. Recovers. High layup off the front of the rim. Wartortles lead by 7. Nels Williams with you here for our coverage of the KBA Finals. Luffy for Parappa, posting up against Alakazam. Thought about the bank shot. And he misses that battle. Just 2 for 7 on the floor. Parappa has struggled so far today as Machoke fouled on the way up to the rack by Parappa. Parappa upset at himself. There's Coach MF Doom. You gotta wonder if Parappa may have to take a seat.
Number 67.
Machoke will take a trip to the free throw line. 3 minutes and 8 seconds separate us from the half here from Radio Tower Center in Goldenrod City. Johto has come alive for these finals. Parties out in the streets across all sectors of the city. Even hearing that Whitney has opened up her doors to the gym. Milk Tank's giving out some free milk to the first 500 Wartortles fans in attendance. Machoke goes 1 for 2 from the line. Luffy. Gyarados. 1-on-1 against Machoke. Here's Parappa now. Defended well by Alakazam. They gotta go. Parappa's stuck. Lets it fly. And that kind of defense has been in Parappa's head all night. Alakazam in transition. Flips up the right-handed layup. Scythor's got the rebound. And Luffy strips Alakazam. Alakazam pushing the pace. Connects with Sceptile in the corner. Gets it right back. Here's Machamp. And he is blocked by Executor. Luffy against Alakazam. Spins, and he connects to the left-handed lay. Timeout, Goldenrod. Second timeout used both in the second quarter by head coach Captain Falcon. What a sequence of events. The past few minutes between these two teams. Neither are settling into their possessions. Very quick buckets, trying to draw the fouls. Here's Alakazam against Parappa. Sceptile, corner 3, rims out. Here's Gyarados now with it. Gyarados has the lane, swings it for Parappa. Executor, Scizor against Sceptile, and he turns it over. Sceptile against Scizor. And he wanted to feed Machamp. Gyarados intercepts. Executor now against Machoke. Parappa. Alakazam defensive well. Feeds Gyarados for the post up against Sceptile. Gyarados. Blue suede shoes. And he's fouled going up by Sceptile. Crowd does not like this one. I'll be able to hear some choice words being yelled down by the Goldenrod faithful. We have been informed that a few Team Rocket members were trying to enter Radio Tower Center in plain street clothes. Now, we were not made aware on whether or not they carried any paraphernalia, Pokemon, or anything to disrupt the legs, or if they just wanted to watch these KBA finals like the rest of us, but they have been apprehended. As Parappa takes a seat. Not been a good game for him so far. Here's Gyarados. He cuts the lead to 4. 80 seconds to go until the half. Wartortles lead by 4. Rhyme is in for a Parappa. Machoke. Oh! On his head over Executor. Rhyme off the bench. Gyarados against Machamp. Flips it up and he turns it over. Sceptile swatted it into the hands of Machoke. Gengar against Scizor. Step back three. Rattles away. Executor with the rebound. Luffy pushes the pace. And his layup's too strong. Machamp, right place, right time. 30 seconds to play. Gengar off the feed from Alakazam. 47-39 Goldenrods over Celadon City. Rhyme behind the back. Swings it out for Executor. 10 seconds to shoot. Acquires a screen from Scizor. Executor puts on the moves. Now Scizor with 3 to shoot. Rhyme from way downtown. Too much strength. Gengar's got the board. Time ticking down. Gengar from half court. He nearly got it to go. But after 16 minutes of play, it's Goldenrod 47, Celadon City 39. Wartortles defense has swallowed up any chance for the Slashers, and they have been fantastic so far. Quick break, and when we return, second half between the Wartortles and Slashers is next on the KBA Finals. Second half just moments away between the Celadon City Slashers and the Goldenrod Wartortles in Game 5 of the KBA Finals. Hello everybody, Nels Williams back with you here from Radio Tower Center. Some half stats for you. The Slashers out-rebounding the Wartortles 20-12. And the Wartortles with 4 more steals, 6-2 than the Slashers. They hold a 47-39 lead. Executor already with 10 rebounds for the Slashers. And Alakazam with 13 points for the Wartortles. Parappa back in the game at a very slow first half. Oh man, Scyther is denied by Machoke, but he gets his own rebound. Tried to set the tone early on in the second half. We'll take 2 any day of the week. Machoke goes up. Can't get the layup. Gyarados with the board. Gyarados for Scizor. Pulls up in the paint and drops it down. Nice quick 4-row run for the Slashers out of the break. There's Machoke. Gengar now. Posts up against Luffy. Wartortles working around. Machoke for Gengar from 3. Book it for Gengar. Parappa. One-on-one against Alakazam. He's got the ISO if he wants it. Now Gyarados. Bullying down low against Garchomp. Fades, fires, rattles out. Garchomp cleans up the board. Gengar, downhill, right hand scoop and score. 9-point lead for the Wartortles. Minute and 45 seconds melted off this clock here in the third quarter. Luffy off the zip pass from Scizor, too weak. Garchomp ahead for Alakazam. Machoke at the doorstep. And after the Slashers came out quick, It's now a 7-0 run for the Wartortles, and MF Doom will take a timeout. Third timeout used in this match by Celadon City. Goldenrod and head coach Captain Falcon has used just 2. Out of a timeout, here come the Slashers. Luffy, the elbow, and the Slashers just cannot get a bucket. They've really struggled from that part of the floor. Garchomp, Alakazam with it now. Back to Garchomp. Working against Gyarados from the post. 6 seconds to shoot. Machoke spins, fires, can't get the roll. Scizor's got the rebound. 2.5 minutes gone by here in this third quarter. Parappa, the top of the nail, sneaks out topside. Parappa, right down the lane, fires off the heel. Machoke with the rebound. Garchomp from Alakazam, right-handed lay is good. Largest lead of the night for the Wartortles. It's 56-43 in favor of Goldenrod. Parappa against Alakazam, and he's denied. Standing room only in the Radio Tower Center. These fans are loving what they're seeing. Gengar, long 3. Parappa's got the rebound. Luffy, long 2. And the Slashers stopped the bleeding. They needed that one bad. As we approach the halfway mark here in this third frame. Gengar zips to Garchomp. Battling against Gyarados. Left-handed hook shot off the heel. Gyarados comes away with the rebound. Parappa starting to work his way through, and he is fouled by Alakazam on his way up to the cup. First foul on Alakazam so far tonight. Parappa, I believe he went 2 for 8 in the first half. Whatever Coach MF Doom told him during the break, certainly working. And usually it's Alakazam leading the mark, but it's Gengar, 18 points. Machoke will sit for a 0 aura. Machoke, of course, in game 4 with 15 rebounds. Parappa to cut the Wartortles' lead to 9. (56-47) Goldenrod over Celadon City. Garchomp. Now Alakazam. Right down Broadway. Can't get the roll. Gyarados with the rebound. Luffy for Scyther. Fadeaway 2 off the high glass. Sceptile has got the board. Garchomp goes up, and he's fouled by Gyarados. Garchomp, of course, playing from his home region and Sinnoh. Asked what it's like playing for Goldenrod and Johto. Garchomp very much stated and he takes a lot of time at Mount Silver. That reminds him of the mountain range back home. He sinks his first shot from the charity stripe, and a few substitutions will come on for the Slashers. It's a Lowland Sand Slash and Executor coming on. Pidgeot on the floor now for the Wartortles. And the Slashers will take a timeout. Just 3 timeouts remaining for Celadon City, with 3.5 to go here in this third quarter. Zero Aura just averaging 4 points per game. Pidgeot Second to last with 2.7 for Lowland Sand Slash. Not many minutes so far this season. It's averaging about 1.5 points per game. Luffy's long two, rattles out. Garchomp comes away with it. Pidgeot, corner three. Gengar up and down. 21 points for Gengar tonight. And a 14-point lead for Goldenrod. Parappa. Scizor. Now a Lowland Sand Slash. Against Zero Aura. Spins, makes some space. Scizor's got the rebound to keep the offensive possession alive. Parappa from the left wing knocks it down. Alakazam against Parappa. It's been a battle all night between these two guards. It's Pidgeot posts up against Scizor. 8 to shoot for Alakazam. Tried to feed it inside for Pidgeot. Scizor stole it away. Luffy, three-pointer. Rims out. Zero Aura getting involved. He goes up and he's denied by Scizor. Sand Slash. Tries to make some space. Finds help in Parappa. Executor at the top of the key. Executor shows off the moves with 6 to shoot. Parappa from way downtown. Too strong. Zero Aura fights off Executor for the board. Alakazam now for Garchomp. Zips it. Zero Aura flips it down. 63 to 49, less than a minute 30 to play here in this third quarter. Luffy rolls in the 2. It was 47-39 Wartortles out of the half. $16 points in this frame. Gengar, too strong. Garchomp, nice rebound. Zero Aura picks up the screen from Garchomp. Spins, fakes, fires, and is rewarded for a nice individual effort. 60 seconds in, ticking in this third quarter. Slashers trail by 14 points. Scizor, Parappa, they play catch. 9 on the shot clock. Luffy stepped into a triple. One-on-one against Gengar. He's got the ISO. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Has to put it up. Garchomp with the rebound. Zero Aura blocked by Sand Slash. Slashers pushing the pace. And Executor, nice move to the 10. Executor putting the game in his hands. Slashers have struggled offensively in this quarter. Down by 12. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Zero Aura tried to get it inside to Executor, or I beg your pardon, Garchomp. Executor strips it away. Luffy with time expiring. Garchomp's got it. He doesn't get the shot off. And at the end of the third quarter, the Wartortles command a 12-point lead over the Slashers. Some highlight reel dunks and blocks by either team. Fourth quarter is next in Game 5 of the KBA Finals. Welcome back to the Radio Tower Center as we take a listen into the huddle with Wartortles coach Captain Falcon. His team holding a commanding 65-53 lead over the Slashers in Game 5 of the KBA Finals. Nels Williams with you here. It's Gengar trying to get the party started in the fourth quarter. Executor comes away with the board. Wartortles outscored the Slashers 28-23 in the first quarter, 19-16 in the second quarter, and 18-14 in the third quarter. Luffy is fouled by Gengar. We'll take a trip to the line.
At the line for the 76ers.
Luffy last game led the Slashers with 23 points. Him and Parappa have been off to say the least offensively, as
Shooting 2.
has been the case for the Celadon City team. Sinks the first shot to make it an 11-point game. Executor, Scizor, Luffy out on the floor for the Slashers. As Luffy goes 2 for 2 on the trip. Gengar, Sceptile, Alakazam, the champ, and Garchomp for the Wartortles as Alakazam finishes the feed from Garchomp. Executor to Scyther. He flushes it down with 2 hands. 10-point game as we're a minute through here in the 4th. Alakazam tried to feed it inside from a champ, stolen away by Executor. Executor, here's Rhyme on the floor now for Parappa. Rhyme goes up and he's denied by Machamp. It's knocked out of play by Executor. It's Goldenrod possession. Machamp to Gengar to Alakazam. Series knotted at 2 apiece in the inaugural KBA Finals. Kanto versus Johto. And Alakazam's left-handed hook can't go. Rhyme, straight away. Downhill against Alakazam. Wants help from Scizor, he gets it to Scyther instead. Luffy, step back 3. Oh, wow, Luffy.
3 points.
7-point game now. Machamp, one-on-one against Executor. Machamp fakes out the eggs, fires and scores. We thought we'd see the battle between Machoke and Executor early on. It's Machamp who's come alive as Gengar is called for the blocking foul. It's his 2nd of the night. And Scizor will take a seat for Zoro.
76ers sub. Number 25.
Tough off-ball foul there taken by Gengar. As we play on, 2 minutes gone by here in this 4th. Wartortles trying to close this out. We've seen a few runs from the Slashers. There's Scyther rocking the rim. Sceptile gets it across half court. Captain Falcon will use the timeout. Both teams with just 3 in their pockets as it's crunch time here in Radio Tower Center. Wartortles won game 1 in overtime. Slashers took game 2 and 3 handedly. Goldenrod roared right back to knot this series at 2 apiece. Sceptile, long range 2, pure. Sceptile, 5 of 9 from the floor. Rhyme against Alakazam. Acquires the screen from Executor. And Rhyme is fouled by Machamp on the reach-in. Some sloppy play here by the Wartortles as the fouls begin to rack up. Both teams showing some tiredness. Rhyme is stripped by Alakazam. Machamp in transition. Here's Sceptile, corner 3. Executor's got the rebound. Executor, now Zoro in for Scizor. Draws the double team, and he's blocked on the way up by Machamp. Machamp shovels to Sceptile. Gets it right back. Machamp against Luffy. Bullies his way into the paint, and that's a matchup that Machamp will take advantage of every single time. Slashers trail by 11. 3 minutes gone by here in this fourth quarter. Zoro thought about the step back. Leans in, floats it up, and drops it in the bucket. Alakazam, one-on-one against Rhyme at the top of the key. With eyes in the back of his head, sees Sceptile underneath the basket. Defensive lapse there from the Slashers. Scyther flips it up. Celadon City just won't go away. As you see there, 8 of Scyther's 18 points have come within the rectangle. Sceptile, Machamp, 8 to shoot. Left-handed hook shot, and he banks it home. Have a night, Machamp. Machamp and Machoke have been super effective. Zoro gets a clean look off the line. Machamp for Alakazam. Flips it to Machamp. Posts up. Machamp spins. Now goes for the left hand. This time it's off the line. Zoro, right down Main Street, right-handed layup. Sceptile comes away with it for the rebound. 3 minutes to play. Alakazam. Machamp the cleanup. Scyther fights away the rebound. Luffy left wing. Handoff for Rhyme, who shows off the dancing moves. Rhyme working against Alakazam. Swings it out for Luffy. Luffy stuck. Scyther up. Alakazam comes away with the board. Gengar to Machoke. He thought about the dunk, opted for the easy 2, and the Wartortles hold a 13-point lead as the Slashers will use their second to last timeout. MF Doom hoping for a whistle sooner than the 2:28 mark, as he had 3 Celadon City players on his squad waiting to substitute in. Our New Balance player of the game is Alakazam. Coming off of a 31-point night in Game 4, he has been so outstanding on all sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. Such crisp passes, sharp shooting. The psychic type. Certainly making the case for KBA Finals MVP. And that's a terrible play there by Luffy. I beg your pardon for the criticism, but you have to be aware that that is a backcourt violation off the inbound. If there's one play to sum up the night for the Slashers, that's it right there. Alakazam will try it off the heel. Machoke's got the rebound, swatted by Executor. Garchomp another try. Scyther's called for the foul. It's a 15-point lead. And this Radio Tower Center crowd can feel a Game 5 victory within its grasp.
At the line for the Warriors, number 11, one shot.
Garchomp drains it. 16-point deficit for the Slashers. 2:15 to play in Game 5. Luffy for Parappa. Baseline 2. Swirls out. Scyther's denied by Sceptile. Dives for it on the ground, but it's out of play, and it remains with Celadon City. You need Celadon, that the grass-type starter from the Hoenn region, wants the KBA Finals ring. It's the type of hustle that gets you into the Hall of Fame. Scizor hands it for Executor off the inbound. Parappa. Now Luffy from the logo. Luffy down the alley. His high layup is pure. Slashers need to play press out the defense here against the Wartortles with 1:45 to go. Alakazam will just chew up as much clock as he wants to. Garchomp against Executor in the post. Alakazam! Executor with the triple, or with the rebound after the triple from the Psychic type. Parappa bounces for Executor. He pulls up for the left elbow and drops it home. 12-point game, less than 80 seconds to go in Game 5 of the KBA Finals. Nels Williams with you here. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight as Alakazam is off the line. Parappa wants the screen from Scizor. He'll step back, try it, and buy a three-pointer. All of a sudden, it's a 9-point game. Slashers working quickly. They need to cause and force a turnover here bad. Garchomp, 18 feet out. Alakazam. Oh yeah! Alakazam stops the Slashers in their tracks. Have a night, Alakazam. Luffy denied by Gengar. Alakazam to Sceptile. The Executor's there for the board. Luffy shovels. Scyther downhill. Right-handed runner banks it home.
Assisted by number 7.
Alakazam crosses midcourt. Have a night, Alakazam. With 10 seconds to go. The Goldenrod Wartortles trailed this series 2-1. But we will head to Game 6 with the Wartortles 1 win away from a KBA Finals championship. Wartortles win 85-75 over the Celadon City Slashers. Fantastic performances all around by the Wartortles, and Alakazam and Gengar and Garchomp. They were super effective tonight from the gate. They trailed only a few times. They outscored the Slashers in every quarter. For our entire production team, I'm Nels Williams. As we take a look here at the stats, Gengar with 21 points, Alakazam with 18, Garchomp with 13 rebounds. Thought it was going to be Machoke's night again after he had 15 rebounds. Instead, it's Garchomp. Luffy led the Slashers with 22 points, Executor with 15 rebounds. And a lot of questions to be answered for the Slashers offense, which came up short many a time tonight. Thank you for tuning in to KBA Finals coverage between the Celadon City Slashers and Goldenrod Wartortles. I'm Nels Williams saying so long from Goldenrod City. We'll talk to you for Game 6 from Celadon City. Have a great rest of your night.